I got out of the Army 16 years ago, and it's been a 16-year journey to try to be comfortable with myself and being myself around people, not trying to be somebody different. When I got out, I had a pretty rough transition for a lot of reasons, but a lot of anger, substance abuse issues that it took a pretty hard slap in the face in a night in a jail cell to kind of wipe me clean of that in downtown Denver. And from there on out, I tried to make myself better. Got out in 06 after a year in Iraq, and thankfully it wasn't as bad as my year in Afghanistan, but November 29, 2010, best friend who I was in Iraq with woke up and shot himself. And at the time, I was still kind of an angry person. I was sober, but angry. Didn't have anything to do with the veteran community. Didn't even tell people aside from, tattoos that I was a veteran. And it was that another slap in the face that said, hey, you can help people. That's when I got connected, started getting help, got connected with Wounded Warrior Project. And they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to make sure nobody kills themselves ever again. Doug and I met in the kickoff in Atlanta. Obviously, we were on the plane together. He walks on. I'm wondering who I'm flying in with, and this guy gets on with a retired sergeant major hat and a pillow around his neck, and I was like, that's got to be the guy that's coming with me.
I rode on the plane to and from Atlanta with Earl, and Earl told me, hey, I work for Wounded Warrior. We've got some programs that can help you. We were talking, and I told him, hey, I'm suffering from post-traumatic stress. Got real bad nightmares. I've got insomnia. Got a whole bunch of things going on. I'm just trying to get better.
But the more I heard his story, retired sergeant major, you really don't think about that demographic of people having a problem transitioning. And the more you talk to him, he wasn't in danger of going homeless or anything drastic, but there was a problem. So I just reached out to him. We got back and said, hey, come into the office, really casual. I just want to give you a tour of everybody, meet all the great people we work with.
And he says, well, you got to register for Wounded Warrior, and I'll bring you out to the job and show you all the things that they offer. And so he brought me out there one day. We spent like maybe 2-3 hours walking around, talking to everyone. They tell me all the programs they do, and I just signed up for as many things as I could.
Doug spent a couple hours in the office, and it was actually, from there I'm hands off. I made that connection. And it was the other day in our class that Doug actually thanked me in front of everybody, said what he was still doing with the Wounded Warrior Project. And I was kind of floored because I had no idea that I had made that, just that introduction made that big of an impact on him.
To this day, I still do the Wounded Warrior Talk. Someone calls me every Tuesday to check in to make sure, accountability partner, am I trying to achieve the goals that we set? It's just worked out really well. I signed up for the equine therapy. It hasn't started yet, but I'm signed up for that. I've gotten a lot of help with the Warriors to Work because I haven't worked for the last 2 years. I was trying to spend some time to get me together, and I feel like I'm ready to go back and do something. So they're helping me, with job placement, resume writing, all that kind of stuff. So none of this would have happened if we hadn't developed a relationship through TMF. For him to even know what I was going through. I've told the group and the Spartan Leadership Program some of the things that happened to me, but Earl and I have talked about just about everything. He's been through some hard times also, and I think we could relate and build off of that. So
where I am now is, especially over the last 7 months, is I have reignited a fire and saying, hey, I kind of got away from that person I used to be that really had me hitting my stride and being a better person, a better dad, a better husband, and a better people for the people that I was trying to help me refocus that and kind of find that again.
I think my whole career, things didn't happen, because I was, because Doug Merritt was the greatest soldier out there. There were people that saw things in me and pushed me, and all I hope to do as being a leader is find other people that had the same type of potential and show them they could do something. And TMF was a catalyst for me turning a bad situation into a good situation.
Right now, my job has nothing to do with programs. I don't have a direct impact on veterans, but I do seek out opportunities to find people like Doug and say, hey, I raise money for a living now, but I have been doing this work for 12 years. And Not because I'm better than anybody else, but I'm a bull in a china shop. I'm going to make sure you get to where you need to be. And luckily with my job, they understand that, and they'll help as long as I'm getting my job done. They'll let me help people. But it was just as 9/11 was the reason. I went through a lot of really bad things, but I don't regret a single ounce of it because it got me to where I am now, and being able to help people and make a difference in a lot of people's lives.